What are we? 12 seconds into it. Nobody here. That's okay. Just going to admire my recently shaved head. It was long overdue. So I don't know. This is just impromptu, so I don't expect many, if anybody, to join us. But we'll see what's going on. All right. Well, I'm going to continue. I was going to have some soup for my supper and a coffee. So I'm just going to continue making that while no one's here. The kids are up on the bed, so. Was this a mistake? Or is anybody going to show up? Nobody here. Okay. If anybody shows up, just pop a message in there and, yeah, let me know you're here. Making soup and gonna have a coffee on this lovely, boring Sunday evening. What am I looking for? I don't know. What am I looking for? Don't know. I don't know. Just gonna pop that open for some cross ventilation. Somebody's here. There's one person here. Hi. I was beginning to wonder if anybody would show up. Don't know who you are, but thanks for coming. I'm just making soup. Have we got anybody? Nope. Oh, that person left. So it was just a stalker. Peeping Tom. I don't know. Alrighty. We're just making soup. Making soup. There's the pups. Hang on. Oh, it's going slow. There they are. Hi, kids. Aw, Jernie. Hey, aw, Jernie. Hey, Bubba. I'm determined to make it so that you're around for longer than just a couple of months or so. Hello, we got a couple of people in here. It's showing now. If you have the intestinal fortitude, say hi. If not, just lurk. No big deal to me. So I'm Nancy, and this is Vanlife Jernie. I live in my van, 2019 Ram ProMaster that I special ordered brand new. Maverick says, yo Maverick, how's it going? How are you on this boring Sunday evening? Hopefully you have something interesting to do besides nothing. Yeah, so my name is Nancy, and I live in my 2019 Ram ProMaster. I started living van life back in 2020, March, and I haven't looked back. I've been in my van ever since, and I'm loving every second of it. Lots of stuff I still need to do with it, but you know, it's a work in progress, and hopefully you'll join me in this journey and you'll see some new stuff happening soon. I have some plans for it, so hang on just a sec. I got a kettle boiling. I'm making myself some soup. I think it's ready. We're having, I don't know what the hell this is. What the fucking hell is it? Organic Tuscan tomato soup. It's that Happy Planet brand. I don't know if anybody's had it. Smells good. So don't mind me. I'm just going to pour this into a bowl. So how's everybody doing tonight? Are we all good? Are we having a good weekend? I don't know if it's a long weekend wherever you're at. In Canada here, we have a long weekend. So tomorrow's a holiday, Monday, for Indigenous Truth and Reconciliation. So the government set aside a day to honor First Nations and recognize that some horrible things happened over the years in the past, and that's their kind of hokey way of, I mean, maybe it's not hokey, but that's their way of trying to say we're sorry, which in my opinion is still not good enough, but it's a start. Hey, so we had Maverick. Who have we got here? Gamer Zone. Hi. I don't know if you're still here. Mama for, oh, sorry if I'm pronouncing this terribly. Mama Erdem? 2 dogs in 1 van. Really nice. Yes, I have 2 dogs. I started out with 2 dogs and I lost one. She passed away a little over a year and a half ago. But we have a new boy. So I had 2 females to start with. Jernie is the namesake for the channel. So Vanlife Jernie. And this is Smoke. And Smoke is a new puppy that I acquired a few months after Holly passed away, when I felt it was time. Something told me it was time, and we found him. So he's here, and he keeps Jernie company, and he's a good little guard dog too. Sham Sai 123 says Ma. All right, Ma. Gamer Zone says, hi, I'm going to be Victor tomorrow, so. All right, well, tomorrow I'll call you Victor. Ace Thomas with a question mark. I don't know. What's your question, bud? What do you want to know? Maverick says, what breeds? Jernie is a red English Staffordshire crossed with, they said boxer, but I'm not sure. I think it might be shepherd. She has a little bit more characteristics of a dog I had before that was crossed with shepherd, so I think that's what she is. And then Smoke is Pity crossed with boxer. So you can see the markings of the boxer on him and a little bit in the face. He's got a little bit of a snub nose with an underbite, so his bottom jaw kind of comes out further. He's got typical boxer features and markings. So yeah, he's a Pity boxer, and he was he came from a situation where he was not very nicely treated. He was abused. He's missing a foot, so he's only got 3 feet. He does have the leg, but the foot's gone. He had evidence of blunt force trauma to his head. He had a bunch of broken teeth that had to be removed, and yeah, he has a bit of PTSD and anxiety issues, so he's kind of special needs, which is kind of like my dog previous, Holly, if anybody remembers Holly. So yeah, that's where that's at. And living in a van with 2 dogs, not a big deal, because the van I chose is pretty big. It's a good size van. It's the Ram ProMaster 3500. 159 wheelbase extended. So the cargo area here is, I think, 13 or 14 feet, and it's 6 foot something high, so you could stand up in it. I'm only 5'6", I'm a shorty, so suits me just well. And I've got a friend of mine that's taller, and she's still got plenty of space above her head, so it's great. Maverick says, poor boy, but they look so relaxed. Yeah. Yeah, they were out earlier, and they've had their dinner, so they're settling in for the night. And I don't know if you're a follower of the channel, Maverick, but recently we discovered that Jernie's got cancer, so she's not as energetic anymore as what she used to be, and so we're just having to try and navigate through that and make her as comfortable as possible. I don't think the vet hasn't recommended any chemotherapy or anything like that for her, so I don't know if that's still an option. But they said that when they x-rayed her, they saw that there's something in the lungs, so it's metastasized. I never know how to pronounce that word. Into the lungs. It started out as a lump on her foot that made me suspicious, so I took her in. And they say it's a mast cell tumor, but it's already spread. So the tumor on her foot that I noticed could just be like the final stage of letting me know that the cancer's there. But prior to that, she showed no signs. She still doesn't show any signs of severe illness like that. She tires out easily, but she's also got a heart murmur. Gamer Zone, hi, just sub. Have a great day. Oh, thank you, Gamer Zone. Appreciate that. If you're taking off, then have a great night. But thanks for popping in. Are those crying faces, Gamer Zone? They look like little crying faces. I think. I don't know. I don't know. My glasses aren't the best. I need new ones. I don't know. We had 7 people in here a few minutes ago. Now we only have 1. I know that's to be expected because people pop in here and maybe it's not their thing. I don't know. Gamer Zone, I was here at the store. How's the second person I commented? Second person? You lost me, Gamer Zone. You lost me, bud. You at the store right now? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, so we're just doing a little impromptu live, and I got some bread for my soup. I'll dip that in there. So if anybody wants to have a chat and maybe ask some questions about van life, I'm open to it. I'm going to shut this door for a second. It's a bit cool. Okay. No, I mean I was. Okay, so you were at the store. Okay. At the start. Okay, I get it. All right. Frickin' spell check, right? Maverick, before you know it, you'll have 800 people. It builds fast. Well, that'd be nice. I mean, I'm not holding my breath. I don't even have 500 yet, but you know, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not here just for the likes and just for the subscriptions, or yeah, the subscriptions, and I'm just here because I like to be here. I'm just here because I'm having fun. I'm not here because I'm looking for social status. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just here to have fun. If people want to join, that's amazing, and I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. I'm very appreciative of people coming and joining and supporting. You know, because otherwise, why would I be doing this if it's just for nothing, right? Gamer Zone, trying to have cold soup. Oh, you're having cold soup. Mine's hot. I'm just kind of waiting for it to cool down. Surprisingly good cold soup. Some of it is good cold. Some of it's meant to be cold, like what is it called? Gazpacho, I think. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know how to spell. I think it's spell check. Because you could be typing it out the right way, and spell checks, like, they kind of fucking rearrange shit. So sometimes it buggers you up. So it's not you. At least I hope not. Oh, we're showing 0 people in the room. But Gamerzone's still talking. You must be a ghost. So where are you from, Gamerzone? What do you do on YouTube here? Is your name pretty much telling me what you do? You're a gamer? What do you do, dude? People are just going to tune in to watch me eat and make a mess. Question mark. I'm 9. Are you 9 years old, buddy? Are you? And here I am swearing. I'm sorry, dude. Are you only 9? What are you doing on YouTube? I think there's an age limit. Isn't there? I don't know. Anybody want some soup? Dip some bread in there. One person. I think it's only Gamerzone that's in here. No, I'm just beyond your end. Okay. Support people. Cool. Nice. See, you're the kind of people that we appreciate. Whether or not you like what we do, you know, I mean, you have to like a little bit of it, maybe, but you're supporting people, and that's cool. So thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's the correct answer. That you're 9? You can't be 9. You speak pretty... Oh, shit hanging off my mouth. You speak pretty good for a 9-year-old. Not trying to be insulting. I know it's kind of late, but it was an impromptu. I just kind of felt like, maybe I'll pop on. If we get anybody, we do. If not, whatever. I'll post the video anyway once I'm done. You can look at it later if you want. Don't have to join the live if you don't want to. Who's out there? Still Gamerzone. No other followers? No other people wanting to watch? Come on. We're having really good soup here. It is pretty tasty. Making a mess of my face, so. Maybe more people will join. I might be scaring people with my bald head and my androgynous look. Maybe more people will join if they see Smoke. There's my buddy. That's Smoke. Isn't he handsome? Smoke and Jernie at the back there. Jernie's a pretty girl. She's 13 in October. Smoke is around... When I adopted him last year, they said he was about 9 or 10. So he's about 11, 10 or 11 now. Maybe going on 12 soon. I don't know. But they live in a van. This is their channel. They Smoke hasn't been with us too long. He's only been with us just over a year. Jernie's been living in the van since 2020, when we first moved into the van. She lived with me in a house. And her and Holly, my previous dog, both moved into the van with me. Spilling on myself. So again, I'm talking to myself. Again, my name is Nancy. And I live in a 2019 Ram ProMaster 3500, 159-inch wheelbase, extended, with a high top. And we've been living here in it. Well, I've been living in the van for 2 years. No. Oh my God. It'll be 5 years in March. And it's a self-build. I haven't finished it. As you can see, there's trim and stuff that needs to be fixed, finished. And then I'm going to put cabinetry up behind me here. That's the kitchen area. See the stove there. So eventually, well, soon, hopefully soon, I'm going to be putting cabinetry up here. So I'll build a cabinet for it, and that'll be the kitchen area. And then I'll finish building cabinets over above the bed, so that I have more storage and I can get things up out of the way from underneath the, underneath the bed. And yeah, and hopefully finish all of this stuff so it looks a little bit better. Right now it's just, it looks okay, but it's unfinished. In a second here, I'll do a look around and show you what the van looks like. We still have 2 people in here. Oh, there's Bernie. Problem with your audio. Didn't you have that problem last time? I think you did. Now we're down to 1 person again. Oh boy. Oh, it's the Bluetooth. All right. So can you hear me now, Bernie? We have 2 people here. I think it's you and Gamer Zone. I'm just having some soup. I thought I'd pop on. Yes, good. I'm glad that you can hear me. I felt like soup tonight. It was a cold night. It's clear out, so it definitely feels like fall. When did I start? 24 minutes ago. I've just kind of been sitting here talking to myself. I won't stay on too long because there's not very many people, and it was impromptu, so nobody knows that I'm coming on. I felt like popping on. Bottom line. Yeah, soup is good, especially on cold nights, like winter and stuff like that. It's very comforting. It's very soothing. And I was just in a soup kind of mood. You know. Oh, are you still on the road? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you driving. Well, I didn't make this soup, Bernie. This is a store-bought one. I cheated. The brand is called Happy Planet. Yeah, and it's, what is it, organic Tuscan tomato soup. And it's pretty good. It's $10 for this pouch. It's enough to serve maybe 2 people. I'm being a pig right now. No, pulled over because I want to watch it. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Bernie. And thank you so much for your generous donation to help with Jernie. I really appreciate that. And so does she. So we've used it to help pay towards her vet bill. And what was left over, I used to get into a little bit of something natural remedy I'm trying. And I've heard some things about it, and I'm using castor oil to put a poultice on the mast cell tumor on her foot. I need to help more of them. I want to help more of them. But I do my best, and I'll never turn my back on the special needs ones, for sure. Journey's not a special needs case, but Holly was, and Smoke is. So yeah, they're the ones kind of that I'm drawn to. But as I was saying, yeah, so I used some of it to pay off the vet bill, and then whatever was left over I've used towards something a little bit natural. And I've looked in, I went to a health food store, naturopath or whatever, and I asked him, I said, look, this is my situation. I have a dog that's got a mast cell tumor. What can you do to help me? I don't want to go Western medicine. And they're telling me that there's nothing else that can be done for her. So I want to know what I can do naturally. So the health food store, they helped me out. They talked to me. They gave me a couple of things to give a shot at. And so I'm doing it. And if it helps her, it helps her. So one of them is castor oil. So apparently, now don't take me word for word. Don't take me, what am I trying to say? Don't take my word as gospel. This is only based on what I learned from somebody that knows what they're talking about. So they told me, they advised me, try castor oil. So I've bought some castor oil from them. And they said, soak a bit of gauze, put it on the wound, and wrap it. And let it be like it's like a poultice kind of thing, but it's a pack. So put that on the wound, wrap it, and leave it on for 12 hours. So I do that at nighttime when it's time for bed, and then she has it on all night, and then for a few hours in the morning, and then I'll take it off. So I've done that now for a couple of nights, and we'll see if it helps. The end of the mast cell tumor, like the far end, the most distal away from the body, is turning black. So I'm not sure if that's because of the castor oil or if it's something else. But the tumor itself looks like it might have gotten a bit smaller. So I don't know, maybe I'm just being hopeful. Maybe I'm just hallucinating and I'm hoping that that's what it is. But to me, it does look like it's gone down a little bit. So I'm going to keep doing the castor oil thing, and we'll see where that goes and how much it helps her. So anybody that's just joined, I've got a dog with a mast cell tumor, and she is having castor oil put on as a pack on her toe to see if we can shrink the tumor. And I'm hoping that it's going to work. I'll try anything right now at this point. Another thing that I'm putting her on, and it was recommended also by the people at the natural the health food store. And I did a bit of research, so I went in and I was asking specific questions. Is mushrooms. There's a lot of things going on, good talk about mushrooms these days, and introducing it to your daily diet. I'm even using them, and I'm hoping that it's gonna, show something positive for Jernie too. So I've got this little thing. It's powder, so it's ground up mushrooms, and it's got 5 different mushrooms in it, all of which, when I did my research, have shown that they have positive effects when it comes to cancer, particularly mast cell tumors and also lung cancer, which is apparently what Jernie has now, is lung cancer. So the mushrooms I've introduced to her daily regime. So we're doing the castor oil. We do the castor oil packs on her foot, and she gets mushroom, like a bit of mushroom powder on her food in the morning. What else have I changed? I'm changing her to a raw food diet now. I'm trying to get away from the dry dog food that is not the best. It's just kind of garbage food, right? It's like McDonald's for dogs. It's not the healthiest stuff. In fact, a lot of it's carcinogenic. Welcome back, Gamer Zone. Let's take a look back here. Lots of comments from Bernie. Hang on, I'm just trying to... Even Sonny was heartfelt. Yeah, he was a special boy, that horse. I loved him dearly. And the former friend of mine that had him, who was the one that adopted him, but I was supporting him financially, she euthanized him. So, not very happy about that. Please let me know the balance on the vet bill. I want to help when possible. I think the vet bill is taken care of now, Bernie, thanks to you. At least that portion of it. The rest, like, it was going to cost me upwards of over $2,000, but that was including surgery and stuff, which now is not an option. The vet said it's not worth it because the x-rays showed that the cancer has spread. So it's not an option anymore. And she has a heart murmur, which does not really make her a good candidate for anesthesia. So the anesthetic could potentially cause issues. She could die from it. So the heart isn't pumping properly either. So yeah, surgery's not an option anymore. Now it's just basically keeping her comfortable is what it is, bottom line. Exhausting all options. I'll exhaust every option that I can possibly come up with, and I'll do whatever I can. Barring not being able to afford stuff, but right now, again, thanks to you, Bernie, I've been able to purchase a few things like the castor oil and the mushrooms, and some of the money went towards the raw food that I got. So yeah, I'm transitioning her onto a raw food diet now. And the tumor, yes, it's in her paw. You might even... Are you still there? We're showing 0 in the room. Everybody keeps disappearing. Lung cancer, yeah. Yeah, it's in her lungs now. That's what the x-ray showed. You're still there, Bernie? I'll show you. Let's have a look. We're going to turn that on. Let me swing this around. So you can see the tumor is right there. So that's the mast cell tumor that's on her foot. Hi, buddy. I know, sweetie. You don't like me touching it. I know. I know. I know, Bubba. I'm just trying to show people. So if you move her toe, yeah, I know. It's right there. You can see it right there. There's shadows. Hi, Bubba. I know. So right between, like, I didn't know it was a tumor to start with. I thought it was just a raw spot in between her toes. But that's it right there. Okay? But it does look less angry than what it was, and it's going black. And it's also looking like it shrank a bit. So I'm not too sure. Hey, buddy? I'm not too sure. But we'll continue with the castor oil pack. And hopefully that will help her. Right, Smoke? There's Smokey's missing foot. That's the end of his leg. Hey, buddy? So he doesn't have a paw on this left back foot. Okay. Yeah. And he had a bunch of teeth taken out. He doesn't have a lot of teeth left, do you? Hey? No, you don't. Let me keep shining the light in you. Let's put that down. All right. Well, I don't know. We're not... This thing keeps showing 0, 2. 0, 1. So we're only dealing with like 1 or 2 people here. So I think, yeah, now it's got 0 again. We'll probably just give it another few minutes and then we'll take off. I'm not going to stick around if there's nobody in here. I just thought I would come on, impromptu, give a little update on what's going on with Jernie. We're trying some natural remedies and hopefully something will work. Willing to try anything at this point. But yeah, I think switching to the raw dog food is beneficial no matter what. Dry dog food is not the best thing. It's just garbage. Carcinogenic, cancer-causing garbage. Your service, why you keep going in and out now? Could be connection, yeah. I don't think anybody wants to come in and just watch a bald person eat soup. So, I don't know. Who was saying before you know it, you're going to have 800 people in here? I doubt it. I doubt it. I barely broke 10. Well, I didn't even get to 10. 800 people. Yeah, that was Maverick that was saying that. 800 people. No. That'd be nice. Not gonna happen though. I don't know what I'm doing. Wrong. yeah, I mean, they didn't do a biopsy on it, but they can tell when what a mast cell tumor looks like. And even I mean, I'm not a veterinarian, but when I first saw it and looked at it, that's the first thing that came to mind. So, um, and then the X-ray of the chest cavity, well, her internal organs, that shows stuff, and they know what to look at. They know what to interpret. They know what cancer looks like. They've done it many, many times. So they said it's in her lungs. So I don't know how long she's got. They couldn't give me any sort of definitive idea. But the young vet, and she was pretty young. She looks fairly new into the veterinarian world. She said she was almost hesitant to give me an estimate, but she said anywhere from a couple of months to 2 years. So it's hard to say. Jernie's healthy and happy right now. She's not showing any signs of distress. She's not showing signs of pain. She's no different than she was before we knew it was cancer. So the only thing I notice is that she does get short of breath now. She doesn't go for as long a walk as what she used to. She doesn't bounce around quite as much as what she used to. She gets winded fairly easy. So, and I just kind of chalked it up to age and the fact that she has a heart murmur, which was diagnosed a while back, like several months back. So that to me is a given. Her heart isn't pumping as properly as what it should be, not as effectively, and so therefore oxygenation is not happening, and it makes it harder to breathe. And also, if the dog has a heart murmur, depending on the grade of the heart murmur, they could end up with fluid retention. So the lymphatic system isn't draining adequately enough, and they get fluid buildup. It can happen inside the chest cavity. It could happen in the lungs. It could happen around the heart. And I had a previous dog that had that, and it was around the heart. Her heart had tripled in the size. So it was 3 times the size of a normal heart. So it was working extra hard, and the muscle was weakening. So the heart was actually expanding. And I saw the X-ray on that one, and it was horrible. I couldn't believe the size of her heart. But the fluid in her chest was surrounding the lungs. Well, it was in her lungs too, and it was surrounding the heart, and it was making it hard for the heart to pump. And so I had her on diuretics, and it bought her some time. It helped for a while until it didn't. And so I think we got maybe an extra 6 months out of it. But one day the diuretics weren't working, and she was basically suffocating or drowning in her own fluid, if you will. She was coughing up frothy, watery blood, and I knew it was time. So I took her back to the vet, and yeah, the medications had been maxed out to the amount that she was allowed to take. So it wasn't working anymore. So I had to let that dog go. Her name was Sophie. So, I mean, it happens. But Journey's lungs don't sound rattly, and she's not coughing and spitting up frothy, watery kind of stuff like Sophie did. So I'm not concerned about fluid buildup yet, although it could happen. It's just a matter of monitoring her and keeping close tabs on it. She has coughed once or twice, but it wasn't anything alarming. And she does have a bit of an issue when she swallows. She can't swallow 100% effectively sometimes. She gets a little choked up. So it could just be part of that. I'm not sure, but she's not suffering in any way. She's not showing any signs of discomfort, pain, nothing like that. So we'll see. Just keep her comfortable. She she just tires out real quick. She doesn't go too far anymore. You've gone through this already. You know what to do. Yeah. Yeah. Well, exactly. So because I've had a dog previous that did this, like went through the same thing, um, yeah. I mean, I'll do whatever I can, and if it means I have to get diuretics from the vet and stuff like that, then I'll do that. But at this stage, she's not showing any signs of distress or discomfort. Nothing to that effect. Um, yeah. I still do, I guess. I don't know how. I really don't. Not sure. I'm not sure what keeps me moving one foot in front of the other. I really don't. I think it's because I have the dogs, and I know that they're dependent on me, and that without me, well, I mean, they would go somewhere else, but because, you know, as long as I have them, that gives me a reason to continue moving forward. So that's where we're at with that, and I'll continue. But yeah, I guess been through a fair bit. Yeah, lots of loss, a lot of loss. My mom, my nephew, my sister, my brother. Not all at the same time, but over the years. But you do what you do. You do what you have to in order to survive, right? In order to continue. And living, these are some of the choices or some of the factors that made me choose to live in a van, to move into a van and live van life. I have developed a worse case of, what should I say, introversion, if that's a word. I'm very much an introvert, but I used to be a little extroverted, and I used to like being around people and going out and socializing, but I can't do that anymore. I can't stand it. People annoy me. Not you guys, because I don't have to be on and entertain and pretend to be, put on a facade and pretend to be somebody that I'm not. You guys here, you're accepting of me as I am, the way I am. I don't pretend. I don't put on any bullshit fantasy van life. I don't make it out like it's all glamour and exotic places to visit. I mean, I could travel around a little bit and show you things, but it's not going to be fancy schmancy living in a $100,000 decked out vehicle that's all professionally built. That's not me. Yes, I have a van that was costly. It cost me a lot to get it, and it still costs me because I'm still making payments on it, but that'll be done in a couple of years. But you know, just because I have a big nice ProMaster and I bought it brand new doesn't mean that I'm rich, and it doesn't mean that I have the money to be able to have a professional build done on it that makes it look all sparkly and fancy and wow, you know what I mean? Has it contributed to a happy and fulfilled? Well, so far, I guess, yeah, absolutely. There's more that I want to do. I'd love to go and travel. I would love to do that. Nothing more would make me happy than that, is to be able to just go and visit other places and not have to worry. But that's not where I'm at right now. Not in a position to be able to do that. if I had a green card for down in the States, I'd go down there and maybe do some, like seasonal jobs and things like that and travel around the States. That's what I'd love to do. But I haven't got the ability to do that right now. I don't have a passport updated. I need to update my passport, get a new one. I haven't had a passport for, gosh, a long time. But yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to travel. I'd love to travel around and see my own country. I haven't really been out of my own province very much. I've been to a few places in Alberta, but even Alberta is just the next door province. That's, yeah. But I want to go up to the territories, and I want to go beyond Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, all the way. I want to go all the way, and then even visit up the East Coast. There's some gorgeous places up the East Coast. Maverick is saying, am I in BC? Yes, I am. I'm in the southwestern portion of BC, Vancouver area. Born and raised in this area, little area called Maple Ridge, about an hour east of Vancouver City. Anyway, I think, what are we at here? 52 minutes? Oh, you're in Langley. Hey! Were you on a live before and we talked about this? Seems to ring a bell. Maybe that was somebody else. But yeah, Langley is just a stone's throw away from where I'm at. You're just across the river. I used to live in Langley a long time ago, in the early 90s, like around about 1990, 91. Where did I live? 200th and I want to say 95A Avenue, almost in Brookswood. If you're in Langley, you'll know where Brookswood is, I think. Maybe you don't. But yeah, 200th. I lived in an apartment. Can't remember the name of the apartments. Maybe it was 55A. 200th, and the main crossroad was Fraser Highway. So 200th and was it Fraser Highway? But just down from there, a little south from Fraser Highway and onto just off of 200th, 55A. I think the apartments, there was a gas station on the corner there, on the southeast corner. And then there was a little teeny tiny motor lodge. And then there was the apartments that I used to live in. And then after I lived there for about a year or so, I moved to a basement suite a little further down towards Brookswood. And that might have been 56th. Maybe I'm not thinking 90 something. Yeah. So 55A was the apartments, and I think 56th was the basement suite. But it was near the Serpentine River? Nickelmeckle? I can't remember. Nickelmeckle. Yeah. Right by Nickelmeckle Park. Yeah, Vancouver is too chaotic. I don't like the city. I'm not a fan. It brings me a lot of anxiety when I drive around in the city, and I can't wait to get out. Yeah, the Chevron. Yeah. Yep. The heck is the name of the apartments? I can't remember now. I think the apartment block is still there. I don't think they tore it down and put up condos. Not yet, anyway. You want to share your hiking and beach videos and photos? How could you do that? Share them where, Bernie? You want to put it on social media, or you mean like with me? Like, share it here. You could send it to the email address, which is Vanlife Jernie. Vanlife Jernie at gmail.com. You should be able to send files that way with video and pictures, yeah? Do I have an Amazon wish list? No, actually I don't. I'm not even sure how to set that up. How do I do that? I don't know much about... I mean, I'm doing okay with social media so far, but there's a lot of stuff I don't know. You got to remember, I was born in the 60s. I'm nearly 60 myself. So this technology thing is... I haven't quite mastered it. Because I wasn't born into... Boop. No, now I have a cell phone in my hand right out of the vagina. You know what I mean? And that's another thing you'll learn about me too, is I have no filter. Who's the third person on with us? I don't know, because can you tell who's on here? I don't think you can. Now my thumb's in the way. No, you can't tell. It's a third person. Hi, third person. So we have Maverick, we've got Bernie. It could be Gamers On. Could be. I'm not sure. Yeah, give it a go. Try it with email. With the Vanlife Jernie at gmail.com. Vanlife Jernie, all in lowercase, all one word. Vanlife Jernie at gmail.com. Try it that way. See if that works. I would say you could send it to me through I don't know, like Instagram or something, but I don't even go on Instagram anymore. I don't think I have my account. I'm not even sure if I can get into it anymore. I think I forgot the password. Have I done a winter in my van yet? Yes. I've done several. Does it get cold, or is the van cozy? It gets cold. But I do have a heater, not like one of those Chinese diesel heaters. I don't have that yet. I want to. But I need to get my solar setup done first, which is another thing that's going to happen soon, I think. Because if I can get that sorted out before this winter sets in, then yeah, I'm golden. But yes, I've been through several winters. The first winter I went through wasn't too bad. But I think a couple of years ago, I spent a winter I was in Kelowna. I had a job up in Kelowna, and so I moved there, and I was there in minus 28 degrees. But I do have a heater. It runs on propane. It's a Olympian Wave, one of the Olympian Wave models. I think it's the 8, so it's the big boy. It's a big one. And I figured I would go with the big one, knowing that I was in a big van and that there was a lot of space to fill. There's about 80 cubic square feet in here that I need to heat. So I got one of those, and then for for the winter in Kelowna, we survived it in minus 28. So, I mean, there was a few times where the water, my water jugs and the dog's water and that froze. But we managed. It was fine. Soup's getting cold. Yes. Yes. Holly, when I had Holly, she wasn't much for going under the blankets with me, but Jernie was. Jernie doesn't really do that much anymore because now she sleeps at the foot of the bed like Holly did. But she has her own blanket. So she's okay at the foot of the bed because then she keeps my feet warm. But yeah, she used to go under the blankets, and she was quite the little generator of heat, so it was nice. But she doesn't like doing that anymore. And Smoke doesn't do it. He doesn't really like it. So he has his own blanket too, and I just cover him, and Holly's old sweater I put on him, and he stays nice and warm. Winters are really not that big of a deal in the van, to be honest. Because here, well, I mean, you're in Langley, right? So you know what our winters are like. They're not that cold. We're lucky sometimes if we get down below -5. But even then, it's not that often. I did. It was time. My hair was getting out of control again. Yeah, I think if you were living in a van, and I'm assuming that you don't, Maverick. I think you obviously live in sticks and bricks and whatever. That's fine. But yeah, if you lived in a van for the winters, unless you've got a good heating system in place, a lot of people have problems with those Chinese diesel heaters, and the diesel heaters in general kind of have an issue. And I think it's all just based on maintenance, how you maintain it. But I think even still, it's just best to chase the warmer weather, right? Stay in areas that are mild in the winter times, or just go down towards the equator. But the way that the weather patterns are changing over the years, it's kind of hard to even predict that it's going to be nice down by the equator, to be honest. Like California used to always have mild winters. I remember when I was what was I, 14, 15, 14, 15? I went down to San Diego, and it was yeah, end of December, and it was mild. My goodness, it was mild. I mean, I didn't even have to wear a sweater or a jacket. I just had a long sleeve shirt, walking along the boardwalk right on the ocean. It was nice, but it's hard to predict that now, because even California gets snowstorms, blizzards. What area of California recently, I think it was this last winter, someplace down in California had like 7 feet of snow. I mean, what the fuck? That's California. Come on, I always thought of California as this nice, warm, almost deserty like place in some areas. Not every place, but yeah. 7 feet of snow. I don't know. But if you live in a van, you've got wheels, you can move all over the place. If you don't like one area, too cold, or it's getting too cold, go on to the next place that's still kind of warm. And you just kind of hip hop all over the place until the seasons change again. But it's getting hard to find mild temperatures now in the winter anywhere in North America. It's, yeah. I think your best bet is to stay near the oceans. Inland can get pretty cold. All right, Bernie. Talk to you soon. Thank you again for everything. We appreciate you so much. Yeah, I'm going to probably take off here pretty quick. It's pointless. We've just got 2 people. Not saying it's pointless talking to you guys. But, yeah, I don't want to keep you guys. So, yeah, take care, Bernie. Thanks for stopping in. Maverick says that's crazy. What's crazy? Me? I'm a loop bee. Yeah. I may not show it in my videos all that much, but yeah, I'm a little bit out there. Yeah, the 7 feet of snow. Frick. It almost came to me what area that was. The something valley. Fuck. I can't remember now. But yeah, 7 feet of snow in California, right? Unbelievable. And I think just recently too, Florida had a hurricane. And somebody on TikTok, I was looking on TikTok and saw a video somebody posted, and it was just flooded. Like the water was coming up on their ground level apartment or house. The water was just smacking up against the windows and the door and just coming in through the cracks. Unbelievable. But Florida, again, it's kind of on a belt of hurricane type weather. Tornadoes, hurricanes, you name it. But I tell you, I think it would be fun and exciting to chase storms. That's something I've always kind of wanted to do. I think it's going to be on my bucket list, is going storm chasing. I want to go to places like, what is it, Oklahoma and those states where they get a lot of the twisters. I want to see that. I'd love to see that. Maybe not to be right smack in it, because I don't want to be lifted up and flung all over the place. But I want to go and at least see one. Like, yeah, I think that would be cool. The Midwest, you said? I can't visualize a map of the states in my head right now, but yeah, like Oklahoma. I'm not sure where else. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I wouldn't want to see the destruction or wish for the destruction that ensues in the path of one, but it certainly would be something to see it. Is my van fast enough to outrun a tornado? I don't know. I'm willing to try it. I'm a bit of a daredevil. I'll try anything once. So far, nothing's killed me yet. But yeah, I'll try it. I would try it. As long as I know that I can have a clear path out and away. Because I don't know if you can really predict what direction they're going. You could sort of see it when you're looking at them. But they change paths all over the place. So it'd be hard to gauge what direction it's heading for sure. So you'd have to know that you've got an exit. You got to know your area. And I've seen, there was a show that had, there was Storm Chaser. It might have been called Storm Chasers. And they have those cool vehicles that they've modified. And they look like tanks, kind of. But one of them, I forget, there was a name for it. The vehicle had a name. They named it something. And it dropped down. It was on hydraulics. And it dropped right down to the ground so that the edge of it went right down to the ground so no air could get underneath it. And then it had these spikes, again on hydraulics, that dug into the ground so that the vehicle itself, once it was secured, it couldn't shift side to side either. But the wind and stuff couldn't get underneath it to lift it and fling it. And they would sit there in the middle of the storm. They would let it go right on top of them. Cool show. What's the hardest part about van life? I don't know. I haven't really myself encountered any hard parts. Yeah, for me, I can't think of anything that I've found difficult, to be honest. My van is not equipped. It's not built out to have a toilet. It's not built out to have a sink. It's not like an RV, if that makes any sense. So my van is just a van. It's just a cargo van. And you can see I've put, this is MDF board. So it's got a print on the front. You can get them in different types of prints. I think Lowe's has them, Home Depot, that kind of thing. You buy them in 8x4 sheets. Or you can just get plain plywood and stain it or paint it, whatever you choose. So this stuff is secured. There's underneath it, there's what you call furring strips. So they're just strips of wood, and then I've nailed or screwed the MDF boards into it so that it secures it. These little things up top here that I'm pointing at right there, they kind of help hold the top of the board. So there's no screws up in the top of the board at all. It's held in by those. Down below, there's no screws at all that you can see. Well, there are no screws. It's not that you can't see them. There are none in the board itself. So it's being held in place from the top by these things. And then by this. So let me spin this around. If you look behind my jacket here, so in between here, this is two different boards. You can see the two different boards there. And this is a bolt that goes straight into the ribs of the van. So it's a what they call a riv nut. So I installed riv nuts, and then the bolts fit into the riv nut, and it secures it to the solid structure of the van. And then, I cut it out to shape. I don't want to take any of the foam stuff out because there's, I think there's airbags under there. Maybe not up top here, but underneath this piece here, behind this blanket, there's airbags. So I don't want to chop any of that stuff out because otherwise it's going to interfere with the airbag. right here. So these foam pieces, there's another one on the opposite end here. And if you were to take that out, you'll see the airbag in there. You can see the labeling, airbag. So I don't want to mess around with that stuff. That doesn't come out. But anyway. Tongue and groove cedar paneling on the roof. That's all screwed into the furring strips, which are also riv nutted to the ceiling. I did the bump outs. But the most difficult part about it, I don't know. I haven't encountered... for me personally, I haven't encountered any difficult parts of van life. I've enjoyed every single second of it, to be honest. I would say the most difficult thing for me that I might have encountered is just trying to find water. Like if you don't want to pay for water, and I've got two 19-liter bottles that are my main water tanks, if you will. They're like it's like those big giant jugs of water that you get for dispensers, the big jugs, and then you put it on top of the dispenser. Those are the type. I used to be able to get water for free at gas stations and stuff like that, but that's become impossible to find now. One gas station that I used to get water at pulled all that shit out, and they put in Tesla charging stations. So now I can't get water at that gas station, but that's fine. Whatever. Move on. Try and find water somewhere else. That's a difficult thing. It's getting more and more difficult. Is trying to find water. You can find locations for water if you use iOverlander. A lot of people will drop pins in spots where you can get water for free. So that's helpful. But now I have to pay for water. So I go to, Save on Foods. You know Save on Foods, it's here in Canada. And I pay for water. So it costs me about $3.50 to fill up one jug. So I've got two of them. So it's around $7-8 to fill, which again is still not that much. $8, whatever. But if I don't have that money, or I don't feel like spending that kind of money, it's getting harder to find places to get water. What else? Maybe once in a while, if I decide to go in a certain area, just finding a place to park, that's getting tougher. Because a lot of people are ruining it. They come with big RVs. They show up with these dilapidated, run-down campers, class C's, that kind of stuff, and then they park and then they don't move. Then they throw junk all over the place, and they're making a mess of it. So that makes it difficult. Then we end up with the parking regulations, and we get kicked out. So I've never personally been bugged by bylaw. No one's ever come as a bylaw officer to me and talked to me and said, hey, look, you need to move. Never had that. However, in one spot that I've parked, other people that were parked in that same spot have been hit by the bylaws. But me, never. They've never come to me. And why? I don't know. I have no idea why they haven't bugged me. But they've bugged other people. I don't know if it's because my van looks new. I don't know if it's because it's not very obvious as somebody living in it that it's a camper van. It's just a cargo van. So I don't think I get bugged as much for that. I think, yeah, I mean, there's this whole philosophy about stealth versus not being stealth, being obvious. Is it really a thing anymore? A lot of people will say it never was a thing and that you didn't really have to worry about being stealth. but I disagree. I think you're still going to stick out like a sore thumb if you make it obvious for yourself, like parking in a spot, staying for more than a day or a night, putting lawn furniture outside, opening up your doors and throwing all your shit out there so you can maybe clean your van, or tying your pets up out there and leaving them, thinking it's your backyard. Do you know what I mean? I think that these are the people that get picked on. These are the people that make it look bad for all the rest of us. Yeah. So, have I really had a hard time finding a spot to park? No. No. But it is getting harder. I will admit it is getting harder, and the places that I used to park are starting to dwindle down, if you will. So I would say that might be something that's becoming harder, but has it been hard for me in the time that I've been in the van? No. I think I got bugged by a security officer one time in a Walmart parking lot. And I challenged him on what he was talking about. He was telling me, I forget what he was telling me, something about my vehicle, and that I couldn't be there. And I said, well, what are you talking about? You need to give me specifics, like, because this is not a Class B, or it's not an RV. And he kept telling me that RVs weren't allowed to park in the parking lot. And I said, well, you need to clarify to me what you think an RV is, or what an RV is, and look at my van and tell me, is it an RV? It's not. It's a cargo van. So I challenged him and he left me alone. But I think that was the only harassment that I ever got. The Walmart in Langley does? Yeah, there's Walmarts still around that do allow you to park. Squamish, I've been up there. I was up there for several months, a couple of years back. That Walmart, I think, still allows, but Squamish in general, I think the bylaws changed, and you can't camp, like you can't have a camper van or anything on any of the side streets now. That's all changed. Bylaws has cracked down on it. But the Walmart, I think they still allow it. There's a couple of Walmarts around here that won't. The one in Coquitlam, I think it's Fremont Village. That one won't. But the one that I got the knock on, or not the knock, but the guy approached me. It was a security guy on a bicycle, I think. That was out in Tsawwassen. But when I challenged him to explain to me what he thought my van classifies as an RV, he couldn't even answer me. So he left me alone after that. City should make designated. I don't see that ever happening though, because they just don't want us anywhere around. They don't want that, because if they allow it, it's sending a message out there to everybody and anybody that wants to live in a vehicle that it's okay to park there. So then it becomes an issue. You look at if you look at Spanish Banks, and what's the other beach down there? Is it Locarno? Locarno Beach? Yeah. Kitts Beach. Van lifers used to park and sleep overnight, and I've done it once. I did it one night with a friend of mine. The people used to camp down there and live in the parking lot, basically. There was a few people, including Mr. City Van Life. He used to go there all the time in his beginning, like when he first started doing van life. That's where he started out. Gus and a Bus. Who else? Joseph, Sharing the Wild. And I've only ever camped there once at Kitts, or not Kitts, but Spanish Banks. But now they lock the gates, and you're not allowed to park overnight anymore. You can't even park there without paying. It's all paid parking now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a great idea in theory, but when you put it into action, this is where people start taking advantage. Like you give them an inch, and then they're going to want to take a mile. So people will come in. It'll work for a while, and then you'll have people trying to push the envelope. So, and then it becomes harder, because if you let one person do it, then the next person wants to do it, and then so on and so on. It's a domino effect. It's better, and here's me as a van lifer endorsing and forcing people not parking places. That's a rarity, eh? I agree. I'd be all for that. Have the parking. You can't park from this time to this time, and whatnot. Or you can overnight park from here to here. But you're opening a can of worms. You kind of are. And as much as I, as a van lifer, would love that, and love to have an opportunity where it's okay to park in a place if you have a permit or what have you. But I see it getting taken advantage of. Being stealth too can be fun, or like a challenge. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can view it as a game. It's like playing a game. Russian roulette. But it's not hard to scope out a side street or what have you and find a decent place to park. If you come in at a late hour, I mean, not super late, because obviously you want to get some sleep. But if you come in at a like a early evening kind of time, and you park in a spot and you leave at a reasonable time, people don't necessarily see you there, because at nighttime they're all inside. They're all either sleeping or they're in their house or whatever. They don't see you, and then they don't see you in the morning when they come back out to go to work or whatever. They don't care. If they don't see you, they don't care. But my advice is, if you're going to park somewhere, don't park next to a school. For obvious reasons. Especially if you're in a cargo van. Just don't be stupid. Don't park near a school. You could park next to a park, like a big park, not just a little kiddie park that children play at. Don't do that either. But if it's a large park that has a nice open field, that kind of thing, and then you've got your block, or city block or whatever, you park on the side where it's an open field. You're not right next to where the kids play, That's, you know, stop raising red flags for people. Don't do that. And don't park in front of people's houses. Residential areas can be a little tricky because some people park on the street. If you're in a place where it's like apartment blocks or a condo or whatever, that's a little bit different because, you know, there's a lot of people coming and going. But if you're in an actual residential area where detached homes kind of thing, that's another thing. You don't want to park in those because that you could be perceived as somebody that's coming and trying to scope out the neighborhood for a home invasion or breaking in or theft, or you know what I mean. So I wouldn't park in a residential area either with detached homes. I just wouldn't. So don't park near schools. Don't park near little kiddie parks. Stay out of residential areas. And there's so many more options. Industrial areas are one of the best bets. So if you go into an industrial area in whatever town, there's lots of them around. Those are pretty safe. And don't wear a creepy clown costume. Exactly. Yeah. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm going to take off pretty quick here, I think, because every parked in parking lots. Oh, do you mean have I ever parked in parking lots? Yes, I have. That would be the Walmarts. But nothing, I don't think anything else more than that. But yeah, I know down in the States there's some places like, I think Cracker Barrel is one. Walmarts and Cracker Barrel. Those are, I think, your two choices down in the States. I think Cracker Barrel makes it a point to be van life friendly. But up here, it's getting harder and harder. Canada's just kind of... But it's not impossible to find a place. In any case, yes. KR, when did you get in here? When did you show up? Yeah, I'm flu. Yeah. No, I was just going to take off. I've been on for about an hour and a half now, and there's only ever been 2 people in here, so. Story of my life. In any case, yeah, I just thought I'd pop on impromptu just to say hey, let everybody know what Jernie's up to, and just give some updates on that. But I'm getting a little bit tired now. I don't even know what time it is, and I think I'm gonna take off. So see you, Maverick. Take her easy. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll have more people in. I don't know. I think I'm just choosing the wrong time, and doing an impromptu is not exactly the best thing to do. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've got to wrap Journey's foot and put another pack on it. So, yeah, we'll see you another time. And I'll hopefully have another video up soon. Yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. Hope you guys have a nice evening, and we'll see you next time. Now, how do I shut this thing off? Thumbs everywhere. All right, guys. Bye.